This practice is a supported child's pose practice, which is a really nice relief for your hips, your low back, also very calming. We'll be leaning forward, supporting the head, and once we set up the shape, we'll stay for about 5 minutes. So for this pose, the supported child's pose, you will need I have a bolster here, a yoga bolster, but you can also just find cushions from your couch, pillows from your bed. I'm going to take a few pillows from my bed and stack this up a little bit higher. You can see that I've got my knees pretty wide, wider than my hips, and I've got the bolster in between the thighs. And then I'm sitting back on my heels. The tops of my feet are on the ground. And this might not be comfortable for you. So we'll work with what we need to support the body in order for you to be comfortable. You might find that it's too much on the knees, in which case you can take a few blankets and place them in the space between the back of the heels and the seat. That might help relieve some pressure on the knees. Also, if the feet are just cramping, you might come up even higher, maybe tuck the toes so the tops of the feet aren't on the ground. The ankles don't have to stretch in that way. You can really bring this shape up pretty high, right? Get 4 or 5 pillows and come down only a few degrees. It's okay, right? We do our best. We try to make the shapes fit us instead of us fitting the shapes, right? So I'm gonna grab my extra blanket here and use this to cover me. It's a nice little extra weight on the back of the body, which can also be very calming and supportive. And also it's a bit warmer. So you want to make sure that you're warm and you're comfortable so that you can stay, right? So that you can stay. So take a few moments here, settle in, maybe just rest the hands on the lap. Give yourself a few good breaths. And as you start to lean forward, lengthen your spine out, right? As long as you can without overextending, without overdoing it. Just a nice invitation to yourself to start to settle in. And you can see I'm wrapping my arms around the pillows, kind of like I'm hugging the bolster and the pillows. So find something that feels almost like a good hug to you, a nice place for your arms. And then you can rest your forehead down, but sometimes that's hard to breathe. And really, we want to make sure that we're breathing expansively and safely and fully. So I like to rest a cheek on the bolster instead. So I'll start with my left cheek and then just let the head drop down from there. And again, you take the first few moments to settle in, to make this feel like a place where you want to stay, like you can stay, so you can shift, adjust the props if you need more height or less height below you. I'll just move my blanket so you can see what it looks like without the blanket there. Okay. Again, you can have lots of pillows underneath you. You can have fewer pillows underneath you. You want a nice firm support underneath you. So got, firmer pillows or blankets even. Again, couch cushions are good. They tend to be firmer. And as you settle in, you might close your eyes or just soften the gaze. Let the shoulders relax down, the belly soften down, the hips relax. And start to smooth out the breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. And keep your breath going like that. Let yourself settle into a natural pace and length that feels good to you, comfortable and steady. And you can always keep your attention on your breath. It is a good and steady anchor to keep the mind present and calm, or at least right here in this moment, watching this breath in and this breath out, watching this breath in and this breath out. Keep that going. If you want, if you're resting the cheek, you can turn to the opposite side so your neck gets to stretch on the other side. And settle back in, let yourself relax down. Use the support of the props beneath us so that we don't have to hold ourselves together. We don't have to hold it all in and up. Like it seems as though we're doing that all day long. Instead, here you can just let yourself be held, even for a few moments. And if you'd like, if you have longer, you can stay longer by all means. Set a timer, maybe 10 minutes. But when you're ready to come out, and bring your hands to the floor and turn the chin and the forehead toward the stack of support beneath you, and just very slowly, hands on the floor, lift yourself up. And just let yourself sit for a moment. You might feel like you need to stretch the knees pretty immediately, so just shift to one side, extend the legs out, maybe shake out the legs. And take a few moments to let that settle, let that sink in, let that make an imprint on your body, on your mind for the rest of the day. And know that you can come back anytime you need to.